Evanston Outlaw Baseball is live on the radio at 99.1 FM KNYN and online at mylocalradio.com. This year, Wyoming Legion AA Baseball is the show. Follow the Wyoming Legion Post 41 Evanston Outlaws throughout the summer as we bring you live video and play-by-play coverage. Being brought to you by Dr. Todd Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha, Wyoming Dental Specialties, Mountain West Business Solutions, Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, Bear River Dental of Evanston and Black's Fork Dental of Mountain View, Ellingford Brothers, Uinta County School District Number 1, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Legal Tender Restaurant and Best Western Dunmar Inn, the Evanston Recreation Center, the Littlest Wood Shop, Come On In of Plains Tire, Arrowhead Dental, Rocky First Bank of Evanston, and by Auto Farm Chevrolet. With the first pitch quickly approaching, let's head to the diamond.
Game 2 of the day for the Evanston Outlaws. Took down Crimson Cliffs out of St. George 15-5 in 5 innings of that first game. Jagger Mitchell had a grand slam in the second inning. Went 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored and 5 RBIs in the game. He had a pretty good first game, and the Outlaws will be looking for a pretty good second game. They'll take on PAROWAN. They're a town from just about 15-20 minutes north here of Cedar City. Play 2A sports in Utah. Baseball, football, basketball, and other sports. And they come in with, they played a few games in the spring before the season got canceled because of the 2019 coronavirus. They had played 5 games. So any stats that I give you on PAROWAN throughout this broadcast are based on those 5 games that PAROWAN played to begin the season. Let's go ahead and get you the Outlaws will be the home team, so we'll give you their defensive lineup here in a moment. Maybe the PAROWAN starting lineup, the batters lineup. Trevin Young will lead off. Outlaws pitcher is Casey Perriman. Young takes ball 1 up high, and we are underway at 5:35 p.m. Perriman delivers down in the dirt. Good scoop by Jagger Mitchell. Rylan Evans. I should mention Trevin Yardley, the catcher, is batting first. Rylan Evans, the shortstop, second. On deck in the hole is number 5, the third baseman, Nate Townsend. Strike 1 right down Main Street, belt high fastball. Batting fourth, the cleanup man, number 2, Max Topham, the first baseman. The pitcher, number 31, Christian Bost, will bat fifth. Perriman catches the outside corner, evens the count at 2-2. Then we'll have the DH, Jace Little, right fielder Spencer Cheney, the second baseman Wyatt Hall, and the left fielder Matt Townsend. That's the batting lineup for this PAROWAN Rams team. Just off the outside corner of the plate, fills the count, ball 3 to Trevin Yardley. And Casey Perriman getting the start, gets the nod today for the Evanston Outlaws pitchers. He threw about 8 or 10 pitches to finish off that first game and gets Yardley to chase one high and outside, swing and a miss, strike 3, and we have 1 down. Jagger Mitchell behind the dish. At first, Gus Allred. Second baseman, Brendan Thompson. Third base is Jordan Schneider, and Reed Gross is there at short. Outfield left to right, Clayton Moyles in left, Ryan Fisher in center, and Kendall Cummings in right. Rylan Evans, the shortstop, number 10, right-handed hitter to the plate. Ball 1 up high and in. PAROWAN, their school mascot is the Rams, and it looks like Rylan Evans has kind of a Rams looking like almost like the St. Louis or L.A. Rams helmet. The navy blue with the yellow Rams horns, kind of a look on the helmet. Takes ball 2 down in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes from Perriman, the left-handed pitcher, to a right-handed hitting Rylan Evans, who takes ball 3 up high and in. Evans, blue batting glove, steps back into the box. He's a right-handed hitter. We're here at Cedar High School. The Cedar Summer Showdown. Outlaws won 15-5 in the first game, and Perriman goes right down Cheyenne Drive for strike 1. On the 3-0 count, puts it at 3 balls, 1 strike with 1 out and nobody on. Gus Allred playing well behind the bag at first as Evans pops one over the backstop, out of play. That'll drift back and into the parking lot most likely. Three balls, 2 strikes, a full count. Trevin Yardley had a full count and chased one high and outside for strike 3. He was the leadoff hitter. Rylan Evans, right-handed hitter, takes 3-2 pitch into left field, and it drops in fair territory. Gets past Moyles. Evans racing for second base, and he'll stop there with a stand-up double. Great little hit by Rylan Evans, a laser down the line and into left field. And PAROWAN has a man on with one down. And in scoring position with Nate Townsend, the third baseman, up to the plate. Townsend, white cleats, blue batting gloves. PAROWAN in their blue uniforms with yellow numerals, little thin yellow stripes at the collar and on the sleeves, those short sleeves, high and in. Nate Townsend ducks away from ball one. Townsend, a solid-looking right-handed hitter. Solid navy blue helmet with a number 5 on it. He wears number 5, plays position number 5. Waves the bat over his right shoulder and swings at a high fastball. Can't catch up to it. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down, a man on second. Outlaws again beat Crimson Cliffs earlier 15-5. That improved the Outlaws' overall record to 20-14 this season. High fly ball, deep left center field. Fisher going back in left field, cannot reach it. That'll score Rylan Evans from second. Nate Townsend, he'll have a stand-up double as well, so consecutive stand-up doubles for the PAROWAN Rams. And they lead 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Outlaws did not trail against Crimson Cliffs earlier. And now a quick chat. Reed Gross comes over close to Casey Perriman, his pitcher, and little words of encouragement, I think, is all. Nate Townsend on second. The RBI double. Max Topham to the plate, the cleanup hitter. First baseman, number 2. Tall, very tall, thin, right-handed hitter. Armband on his left wrist. Takes strike one down low at the knees and on the inside corner. Max Topham, through the first 5 games of the spring season, hit .455 with a .600 on-base percentage. Pitch down in the dirt. Jagger blocks it down in front of him and hustles out toward the mound. Make sure to keep Nate Townsend on second base. 1 run in already on a couple of base hits. In fact, 2 singles, 2 stand-up singles for this PAROWAN Rams team. They've come out hitting. Perriman, again, through the final about 9 or 10 pitches of game 1. Maybe not even that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pitches of that first game as the Outlaws beat Crimson Cliffs 15-5. Perriman misses down in the dirt. Has not pitched a whole ton this year, has Casey Perriman. In fact, came into the day with 7 2/3 innings. He pitched a third of an inning earlier today, so he's pitched a full 8 innings through those 40 games, a 7.30 ERA. 2 balls and 1 strike to Max Topham. Kicks and deals with the left hand, catches the outside corner. From where I'm sitting, that looks like it's off the outside corner, so maybe have a little bit of a pitcher's zone if he can continue to find that outside corner. Topham in close to the plate from his spot in the right-handed batter's box. Here's the 2-2, chopper to short. Reed Gross charges, knocks it down, picks it up barehanded, throws to first, not in time. So the Rams will have runners on first and second after the error on the shortstop. Just couldn't field it cleanly and didn't really boot it out away from him, but by the time he picked it up cleanly with the bare hand through to first, it wasn't in time. Topham with some good speed down the line, and brings us to the number 5 hitter, Christian Bost, the pitcher for today's game for the Rams, the starting pitcher. Right-handed hitter. Half swing, waves the bat way over his helmet. In fact, over his helmet, then back to his shoulder. Big, wide wave. And chops this one up and over the Outlaws' first base dugout. Christian Bost in those, again, the first 5 games of the spring Utah High School Activities Association baseball season was hitting just .154 in 14 plate appearances. He's got runners on first and second with 1 out. Perriman checks the runners. Gus Allred playing in tight at first base as Perriman delivers. Bost swings and misses, strike 2. Fouled one off, swings and misses, 0-2 count. With one down, Nate Evans doubled, then Nate Townsend doubled. Consecutive doubles. And Townsend scored on Evans scored on Townsend's double. Throw down to first base and got him. Max Topham picked off at first. He was stumbling back into the bag, and the umpire says that in the time where he got his foot off the bag in that stumble, he's tagged out. So a 2-3 putout leaves one man on with 2 outs. And Christian Bost, 1 ball, 2 strikes for his count. Perriman delivers the 1-2 inside just off the corner, ball 2. Outlaws get right back at it first thing tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. first pitch scheduled at Canyon View High School. That'll be taking on Canyon View. Then they'll be right back here at Cedar for a noon first pitch. Foul tip by Bost keeps him alive. We'll see how things work out tomorrow. Once that game at Canyon View ends, I think the Outlaws should be able to get over here in time to start the first pitch. I probably will be a little bit late in packing up all the equipment, changing locations, and then setting up all the equipment again before we get the video stream going. That second game may be underway. Perriman misses high and outside, and that fills the count for Christian Bost, the third hitter in the lineup so far that's had a full count. 5th batter in the lineup. PAROWAN leads 1-0. Perriman delivers. Line drive back up the middle. That drops into center field. Townsend rounds third. Throwing home, and the throw not in time. Sliding safe is Nate Townsend. So Christian Bost with an RBI single. He extends it over to second base on the throw. And PAROWAN leads 2-0. An early lead for this PAROWAN Rams team. The Outlaws did not trail earlier today. Jumped out a 5-run first inning as the visiting team against Crimson Cliffs and never looked back. That brings Jace Little to the plate. Jace Little, big number 32, the designated hitter. Red bat. Contrast that with the blue jerseys, the number 32 in gold on the back of his jersey. Looks like we'll have a courtesy runner for Christian Bost, the catcher. And in there to run for him, Dawson Robb, number 4. Little takes strike 1 down at the knees. Kind of a royal blue jersey, a little bit darker than royal blue helmet for Jace Little. No batting gloves. Perriman delivers. Little swings, misses, strike 2. Perriman coming right after Little, trying to get out of this inning. So far, he's allowed 3 hits and 2 runs. An error didn't help. Outside, just off the corner, ball 1 for Little. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A man on second. That's Dawson Robb running for Christian Bost. Perriman throws, and chopper back toward Chris. He scoops it with his glove on the right hand, throws to first, and ends the inning. Well, the top half of this first inning anyway. 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, 1 runner left stranded. Outlaws have a little of room to make up, or a deficit to come back from. 2-0. PAROWAN leads on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaws baseball on the Big Dog and My Local Radio.
When someone says sleep apnea, it usually conjures up stereotype images. This is Dr. Jonathan Morgan. The fact is that sleep apnea affects people of all ages and occurs when there is an involuntary pause of breath during sleep. Are you always tired? At Arrowhead Dental, we offer oral appliance therapy as an effective, non-invasive treatment for certain types of sleep apnea. Schedule an appointment to take a simple in-home test. Visit arrowheaddentalwy.com today.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails, and shakes, snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho.
PAROWAN, not a great start. 31 pitches thrown. He allowed 2 runs, 3 hits. There was 1 error that prolonged the inning a bit. Of course, Max Topham, who reached on an error, was then picked off at first base by Jagger Mitchell, who, if you'd read the scouting report, which is probably not out there for PAROWAN to have read, but Jagger really likes to throw down to the corners when you've got runners on, especially after the pitch, obviously, when he gets the ball after the pitch. And as from his spot as a catcher, he'll toss it down there frequently. And a strong arm. We'll see what we saw already. A pickoff move to first. But PAROWAN still 2 runs, and Evanston trails 2-1. Evanston the home team for this ball game, and they'll lead off with Reed Gross. Ryan Fisher will bat second, followed by Jagger Mitchell, then Gus Allred, Clayton Moyles, Brendan Thompson bats sixth, Kendall Cummings, Jordan Schneider, and Casey Perriman, the 7-8-9 hitters. Defensively, Christian Bost on the mound, his battery mate Trevin Yardley. And on first, Max Topham, the big, tall righty. Wyatt Hall at second. Third base is Nate Townsend. Rylan Evans, the shortstop. Gross takes ball 1. That bounced a foot or 2 before it got to the plate. And Gross lets it go by, bounces to the screen, ball 1. Outfield in left is Luke Millett. Center field, Matt Townsend. Right field, Spencer Cheney. And they're playing fairly deep to start this game out. Big gap down the right field line. And it looked like Reed may have been thinking trying to go down that line. Right fielder Spencer Cheney almost in left or in right center field. No gap really in right center, as Cheney is in right center and Townsend is straightaway center field. So there's a big gap down that right field line. Gross, 1 ball, 1 strike. Leadoff hitter for this Evanston Outlaws squad. Gross came into the day hitting .317. Waits on this one. Sharply hit towards short. Belt high hop. Strong throw to first just in time to get Gross at first base. 1 down. Gross in the first game singled his first 2 times up today and scored both those times. He went 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, but this time 0 for 1 to start. Connor Peterson up next. He went 1 for 3 in the first game today. 2 runs scored and an RBI. Had that RBI single in the first. He also scored 3 times. Peterson. Oh, no, this is Ryan Fisher back up the middle. I didn't even look at my lineup sheet. My apologies. That was Ryan Fisher. He takes the first pitch he sees just past the shortstop towards second base, and Fisher on board with a single. Good contact by Fisher. So far we've seen from Christian Bost. He's not real tall, but stout. Good athlete. As Jagger Mitchell steps in, he went 2 for 3 in the first game. 3 runs, 5 RBIs. Had an RBI double in the first and a grand slam in the second against Crimson Cliffs. Mitchell waits the pitch. Right-handed hitter. Bost throws right, looks to the runner on first. Fisher inches out a little further, and Bost makes his move. Throws to first. Fisher easily back in safe. Mitchell comes into the game hitting .387. I should say came into the day hitting .387. Of course, he went 2 for 3 in that first game, so that would boost that .387 average just a little bit. Fisher's lead at first. Bost looks there, delivers, and up ahead or above Jagger's head. He ducks down to get out of the way and takes ball 1. Jagger was hit by a pitch in that game earlier today. He scored 3 runs. A lot of production from that number 3 on the jersey, number 3 in the batting order. Playing catcher in this game. Bost kicks and deals, and Jagger loads up, pops it up over the screen behind us. So a 1-1 count for Jagger Mitchell with a man on first. And PAROWAN leading 2-0. Outlaws the home team, so this is the bottom half of the first frame. Just not too far from being just underway. Jagger steps back in and waits. Waves the bat over his right shoulder. Settles into a bit of a crouch as the pitch comes and misses high and outside. Ball 2 for Mitchell. Jagger's on-base percentage of .504. At his on-base plus slugging is above 1,000 at 1.074. 2 balls, 1 strike for Mitchell. Bossed, yellow cap on top, white stripes and a P on the front of the ball cap. Delivers the pitch and just misses the outside corner, ball 3. Outlaws in their gray uniforms with the stripes around the midsection, alternating blue, white, and gray stripes. Gray pants today. Jagger, the Nike cleats, the blue batting gloves. Match the blue sleeve on his right arm. 3 balls, 1 strike. Fisher the lead at first, and that one high and in. Jagger takes his base. A 5-pitch walk puts runners on first and second for Gus Allred, the cleanup man, who comes into the day hitting .379, and that's a big lift from just 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, when the Outlaws played a doubleheader at Casper. And Gus went into that conference doubleheader hitting .292, if I remember right. Since then, he's up to a .379. He went 2 for 4 in the game earlier today, a double and a single, scored 3 times. So he's up almost 100 percentage points in just the last, that was on a Thursday, so 15 days ago that Evanston played at Casper. Outfield on the right side, Spencer Cheney shifts a little bit down closer to the line in right, so not as big of a gap there as there was a moment ago. Gus takes ball 1 up high. Bossed. A bit of a slow tempo, slower pace, I guess, more deliberate. Just takes his time, gets the sign, checks the runners, not in any hurry. Checks back to the runners, delivers, and Gus laces it high and deep into center field. Matt Townsend goes over and just makes the catch over the shoulder. He misjudged it, came in a little too far, had to reach back behind his head at the last second to get it. He does make the catch. Ryan Fisher tags over to third. Jagger Mitchell stays at first, and that brings us to Clayton Moyles with 2 down. Runners on the corners. Moyles hitting .357 coming in. Went 1 for 4 earlier. Singled and scored in the second. Again, a 15-5 win for Evanston in game 1 of the day for them against Crimson Cliffs. Coach Chad Thompson, the coaching there at third base in his first year as head coach of this Outlaws Post 41 program. Been an assistant for a number of years, of course, with Brendan, his son, playing second base and leading the team in RBIs this season. Due up next. Moyles, a right-handed hitter, tall, thin, waits. White bat, white batting gloves in the right-handed batter's box and hits it into left field. Will this get over the shortstop? It won't. Good play by Rylan Evans. He drifts back and makes the catch, and Evanston cannot match PAROWAN's first inning. 2 runs scored. Outlaws get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left stranded. Heading for the top of the second, PAROWAN leads 2-0 on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston Outlaws baseball on the Big Dog and My Local Radio.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
Do you really think you can get a better deal on a vehicle in the city? Poppycock! Rocky Mountain Yeti is hungry for your business and will beat any bona fide deal on any vehicle, or they'll give it to you as a gift. Now that's legendary. Rocky Mountain Yeti Evanston, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile legendary warranty, where legendary customer service is not a myth.
Whatever takes you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground level rooms on 10 acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including newly renovated rooms, a business office, workout room, outdoor pool, and full service restaurant, plus complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Today's game broadcast is brought to you in part by Jen's Life Photography in Evanston. She's a local Evanston resident and uses a Utah number 801-289-6161, but does live there in Evanston and does local photography. So whether it's family portraits or senior pictures, capture the moment with Jen's Life Photography. 801-289-6161. That's 801-289-6161. PAROWAN jumped out early. Consecutive doubles by Rylan Evans and Nate Townsend. And then an RBI single from Christian Bost off of Casey Perriman. Perriman, I think this is the first game he's started this season. Yeah, it is. He'd appeared in 6 games prior to today. Make it 7 because of the game earlier today that he pitched in. And he's at about 8.5 or 8 1/3 innings of work, a 7.3 ERA. Spencer Cheney to lead off this visitors' half of the second inning. Get that Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard back up there for you if you're tuned in online at mylocalradio.com. Cheney, the right fielder, number 13, neon green and black bat, takes ball 1 high and away. Cheney or Cheney, guys? Any comment? Cheney, thank you. Swing and a miss, strike 1. I know some Cheneys up in Evanston. They said emphatically it's Cheney, but I've known some others that have said no, it's Cheney. Strike 2, swing and a miss, but this is Cheney. So Spencer down 1 ball, 2 strikes. PAROWAN up 2-0. A warm afternoon here in Cedar City. Perriman delivers down in the dirt. Good scoop by Jagger Mitchell. Again, we've got Casey Perriman on the mound, Jagger Mitchell behind the plate. Gus Allred at first, Brendan Thompson at second, Reed Gross at short, Jordan Schneider at left, or at third base. Left field, Clayton Moyles. Center field, Ryan Fisher. Right field, Kendall Cummings. Perriman delivers. Pop up, first base side. A couple Outlaws have a chance to get there. Gus Allred does get there, and looking up at the sun, makes the catch. He was right near the on-deck circle. That's a good 50-foot run to get to where that ball came down and where Gus made the catch, and Cheney retired. 91 degrees here in Cedar City. Tomorrow, a high of 95 and sunny skies. The Outlaws will be at Canyon View first thing in the morning. 9:30 at our first pitch. Perriman chuckling about something with Brendan Thompson. That's probably good to see. Keep Perriman loose a little bit. Wyatt Hall, the number 8 hitter, second baseman, takes strike 1 right down Front Street. Hall, right-handed hitter, really hugs the plate. Outside corner, and he cracks it into right center field, right in the gap. Not real deep, so it'll stand as a single. The Outlaws throw it errantly to second base. Wyatt Hall stays safely at first. A nice piece of hitting right there. And that brings Matt Townsend to the plate. Matt, the left fielder, number 19. During the high school season, he was hitting 1,000. He played in 2 games, had 1 plate appearance, 1 at bat, and got a single. A 1 for 1 during those over the course of those 5 games of the high school season before the coronavirus shut things down. Perriman winds and deals. It's in the dirt, and in the transition for Jagger from the glove to his hand, he bobbles it, drops it, and Wyatt Hall steals second. So that takes the force away at second base. Matt Townsend with a ball, no strikes for a count. With 1 down and a runner in scoring position, Trevin Yardley, the leadoff man, due up next. Townsend Right-handed hitter, very thin batter. Awaits and takes strike one down on the outside corner. Two 0 PAROWAN on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Top half of the second inning. Townsend in tight on the plate as well. And Perriman goes into the dirt. Good stop by Mitchell to keep that in front of him. That holds Wyatt Hall at second base. Allred playing even with the bag at first. Outlaws in the outfield. Kendall Cummings pretty shallow there in right. And Clayton Moyles shifted a bit toward the line in left. Grounder to second. Thompson goes over, makes the play, throws to first well in time. Advances the runner to third, and Matt Townsend retired on the ground out. Brings us to the leadoff man, Trevin Yardley, the catcher for this PAROWAN team. Struck out swinging in the first, and he's got a man on third with 2 outs and a 2-0 lead for PAROWAN. Yardley steps into the box. Perriman looks, kicks, and deals, and Yardley foul tips it back to the screen. Got a few fans here just kind of sitting out in the sun. Most have either found shade of a tree or brought their own shade to protect them from the sun. Cedar City at about 6,000 feet. So high elevation, high and in, ball one for Trevin Yardley. Perriman nods with the sign, delivers way outside. Breaking ball got way away from him. Of course, Evanston, we know there's a couple spots in town over 7,000 feet. But the climate quite a bit different. About 10 degrees warmer here. We're a lot further south. And that bit of elevation a little bit lower makes a bit of a difference as well. Ball 3 up high. Jagger throws down to third, and Hall just back safe in time. Got those white pants dirty with that dive back in. 3 balls, 1 strike. First base, second base open. A man on third with 2 outs. Perriman comes set. Deals, swing and a miss, strike 2 to Yardley. Fills the count with 2 outs. Yardley again struck out swinging in the first. He had a full count and chased one that I think would have been high and outside, ball 4, if he'd have let it go. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, and Perriman gets out of the jam. Strike 3. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left stranded. Score remains 2-0. PAROWAN with the lead on this first Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog and My Local Radio. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when 2 roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less travel. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
A pass to the Evanston Rec Center gives you access to 3 amazing weight rooms. As a serious weightlifter, you can accomplish all your goals of bulking and maximizing with our complete lines of Precor, Hoist, and Troy free weight equipment. If your weightlifting is more focused on firming, toning, core, and muscle strength, then you'll enjoy the Cybex equipment weight room. Don't wait another minute to reach your weight training goals. Live your fit life with a pass to the Evanston Rec Center. Stop in today, 275 Saddle Ridge Road.
2-0 PAROWAN leads the Evanston Outlaws. Evanston did not trail in the game earlier today. In fact, they've been on a bit of a tear. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games, including a 4-game winning streak that goes back to Tuesday and Wednesday's 3-in-a-row wins over Jackson. In those games, the Outlaws only trailed early against Jackson in Game 1. Jackson took a 1-0 lead, but then Evanston poured it on after that. 4 runs in that second inning and then cruised to victory. in the second game. Evanston jumped out early, 3-0 in the first, and never looked back in a 14-8 win. And then on Wednesday, in the non-conference single game, Evanston scored 5 runs in the first and ended up winning 13-2. And also earlier today, Evanston scored 5 runs in the first and went on to win 15-5. So they've been scoring a lot of runs lately. But PAROWAN kept them scoreless in the first inning of this contest. Second inning coming up. And we'll see Brendan Thompson, Kendall Cummings, Jordan Schneider due up. And if we get there, the number 9 hitter is Casey Perriman. I've got Perriman at 48 pitches through those first 2 innings of work. Allowed the 2 runs, a handful of hits, 4 hits. And again, those 2 runs. So Brendan Thompson steps in, comes in hitting .318. He's been especially good with runners in scoring position, but as the leadoff hitter, doesn't have anybody in scoring position, and he'll pop out to the shortstop. Rylan Evans drops back into shallow left field and makes the catch. Outlaws seeing pitches they like. That's the 4th batter to hit a first pitch that he's seen, and it only worked out for Ryan Fisher. The other 2 popped out, or the 3rd batter to do that, and the other 2, Moyles and Thompson, popped out to short. Of course, Fisher ripped it into left center field for a single. Kendall Cummings to the plate. Foul tip back to the screen. And again, those first pitches, Outlaws are liking them. Being aggressive here. I've got Christian Bost only threw 12 pitches in the first inning. And that included a 5-pitch walk and that single by Fisher. So to get those 3 outs, just 12 pitches. Misses inside, ball 1 for Cummings. Kendall comes in with a .338 average. 13 RBIs, 22 runs scored. He's walked 6 times to 11 strikeouts through the 34 games the Outlaws have played. And a high fly ball into left field. Luke Millett goes over, settles under it, makes the catch, looking high into the sun. And that's 1 up, 2 up, 2 down. Brings Jordan Schneider to the plate. Jordan 1 for 4 in the first game, an RBI single in the second inning. He also struck out, flew out to left, and flew out to right. Right-handed hitter steps into the box. Again, a .328 average coming into the day. And he takes ball 1 up high from Christian Bost. Trying to get a bead on what's made Bost so effective so far. I know one thing the Outlaws dealt with on against some pitchers, some of the Jackson pitchers Tuesday and Wednesday, ball down low, was with not a ton of velocity. You get guys taking big steps and trying to load up and drive the ball deep rather than just a regular swing and hit it. Good solid contact. Oh, the 2-0 is up high, ball 3 for Schneider. If you consider Gus Allred, Clayton Moyles, Brendan Thompson, and Kendall Cummings have all popped or flown out, they're getting too much air underneath the ball. That may be an issue so far today. Schneider, strike 1 on the outside corner. It was a 3-0, so he's taking all the way. And Bosch gets the strike he needed. 3 balls, 1 strike to Jordan Schneider. On deck, Casey Perriman, and the Outlaws' number 9 hitter. And we'll turn it back over to the top of the lineup. Schneider waits and checks his swing on a high pitch, but he got a piece of it. That'll count for strike 2 and fill it up. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the second, PAROWAN leads 2-0. Jason Mitchell at first. Coach Chad Thompson at third. Coaching, and some confusion here. Catcher Trevin Yardley goes over to talk with Coach Sean Williamson. Maybe some confusion about the sign, or Shane Williamson, excuse me. Some confusion about the sign, what he should be showing for Christian Bost. Bost rests, brings his hands up to his face, covers it, pitches. Schneider, sharp grounder to third, picked up by Nate Townsend. The throw right on target. And the Outlaws go down 1-2-3 No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. How does that go? 2-0. PAROWAN leads. Top of the third when we return on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog and My Local Radio.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Rylan Evans, the shortstop, to lead off in inning number 3. Chris Perriman out for what would be a 3rd inning of work. Evans, number 10, hitting right, had a stand-up double in the first inning, and then came around to score on the next batter's stand-up double, Nate Townsend. So Rylan Evans, trying to find him on the, I don't see him on the stat sheet from when this PAROWAN team played 5 games back in March before the season was shut down. Evans took ball 1 and ball 2. Wow, that one that missed by about 8 feet. For a jagger, just that I'm not even going to try for that one. It was so far off. I'll go talk with Perriman, maybe try to settle him down. I remember my first time going into pitch as a little leaguer. My coach said, "All right, Steineckert, see what you can do." I stepped up onto the mound, threw a couple warm-ups, and then decided a heater for my first pitch once the batter stepped into the box, and I threw it about 6 feet above my catcher's head. I was so fired up and rearing to go that just like that last pitch from Perriman, it got away from me, and I missed. I mean, it was in the strike zone, but about 6 feet too high. 2-0, here's the pitch, way outside, ball 3. Perriman down 3-0 in the count. Maybe pitching around Evans a little bit, who doubled the last time up, and Perriman again misses badly. None of those 4 pitches was anywhere near the strike zone. The first one was near the plate, but it was actually on the plate, bounced down in the dirt. So a 4-pitch leadoff walk to Rylan Evans. I've got Perriman at 52 pitches. And put that in contrast, I think, you know, he'd only pitched 7 2/3 innings coming into this game. So this is about the max he's pitched in any appearance this season. Plus he threw 8 or 9 pitches in the game earlier. There's some heat right down the middle at the belt for Nate Townsend, strike 1. Perriman looks to first. Evans takes his lead, leaning back to first, and Casey throws over there. Remember, I keep calling him Chris. He had a big brother, Chris, played for the Outlaws for a few years, was a speedy outfielder. A lot of center field. Outlaws really shifted left. Big gap down the right field line, and that's it. Got Clayton Moyles right down the line in left field, and a pitch gets away from Jagger Mitchell all the way back to the screen. Pass ball, maybe a wild pitch, advances Rylan Evans to second, puts him in scoring position. We got Moyles right down the line in left, Fisher playing almost in left center, and Kendall Cummings playing almost in right center field. So if Townsend were to try to go down the line in right, go the other way with something, he's got a big gap on that right side. And Perriman throwing a lot of pitches outside. Of course, they're so far off the plate, nobody's going to swing at them anyway, but that could lend itself, something on the outside half of the plate could lend itself to Townsend going the other way. The right-handed hitter steps back in with 2 balls and a strike. Waves the bat over his right shoulder and swings. High fly ball, deep right field. Kendall Cummings goes back, then comes in, makes the catch. Townsend retired. Evans tags to third, and the throw not quite in time and a bit off to the side of the bag. So Evans advances to third. Townsend flies out to right. And with 1 out and a breeze picking up coming out of the southwest, Max Topham steps in. He reached on an error on the shortstop and then got picked off by the catcher as he took a too big of a lead there at first base. Steps into the right-handed batter's box. Big, tall, thin right-handed hitter back up the middle. And Thompson fields it behind the bag. Throw to first. Not in time. Townsend beats the throw. It was a slow grounder behind second base. And by the time Thompson got it, it wasn't an error. He fielded it cleanly. But he had a lot of room to run. He had to take the angle he did. That was just a well-placed hit for Max Topham. Fortunately for Evanston, Rylan Evans elected to just stay at third, play it conservative, hold the 2-0 lead, and see what Christian Bost can do. Bost, an RBI single in the first, steps back in, and he steps into the box a long ways from the plate, kind of inches forward as he takes a couple practice swings. Townsend headed for second on a steal. The ball, the pitch, down low in the dirt, gets through Jagger's legs, and Topham steals second. It's also ball 1 for Christian Bost. Got Perriman at close to 60 pitches on the day, so his weekend pitching will be done after this appearance. The lefty appeared in the game earlier today, threw 7 or 8 pitches, and started this second game against PAROWAN. Gave up those 2 runs in the first, and he's in a bit of a jam here with runners on second and third and 1 down. To Bost, tying outside. Ball 2. Bost, number 31. Again, an RBI single right back up the middle in the first. He was down in the count, 0-2. Worked it full and then hit that single. Outside corner, just misses. Not sure where that missed, but it's ball 3. Or did they call it a strike? Jagger throws down to third and almost catches Rylan Evans. Scoreboard says 2 balls and a strike. We'll go with that. Nope. Umpire just said 3-0. And again, I ask, where did that last one miss? I don't know. Looked pretty good from here. And that will clearly miss way up high and outside. A 4-pitch walk for Christian Bost. That's the second 4-pitch walk issued in the inning. And Coach Chad Thompson quickly makes his way out of the dugout and to the mound. I think we'll have a pitching change here. I don't know if they'll bring in Jordan Schneider. He's making his way toward the mound like he may feel like he's next. Coach Thompson chatting with Perriman to find out how he feels. And we'll take this moment to thank a couple of our sponsors, including Jen's Life Photography. Local photographer, call 801-289-6161. That's 801-289-6161. And by Superior Rental and the Gun Room. They have a full line of Cub Cadet outdoor power equipment in stock and ready to take home today. With great discounts and easy financing, Superior Rental and the Gun Room is the place to get your outdoor power equipment and more. 371 Prospector Drive in Evanston. So after a quick meeting at the mound with Coach Thompson, a couple of the infielders, Jagger Mitchell as well, Casey Perriman stays to try and work his way out of this jam. Bases juiced, 1 down, and Jace Little to the plate. He grounded back to the pitcher to end the first. Outlaws already down 2-0, and Little tries to make it a little more, but swings and misses, strike 1. Perriman walks back up to the rubber. Out of the full windup with the bases loaded, delivers. Outside corner, nope, just off, ball 1. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, 1 down, and PAROWAN. Rylan Evans walked. Max Topham outraced an infield single. And then Christian Bost walked. Strike 2, low and outside on the corner to Jace Little. Should mention that Dawson Robb is at first, running a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Way up high and outside, ball 2 for Little. Jace, the number 6 hitter in this PAROWAN lineup, steps back in. He's ready to roll. He's got the white, or the blue and white Adidas cleats to match the blue jersey. Low and outside, ball 3, and Perriman 1 pitch away from walking a run home. Little will take it any way he can get it. Perriman looks in, gets the sign, and delivers the 3-2. Ooh, a shot down the first base line, just foul. That scores at least 2 if it stays fair. Jace Little, a 0.00 batting average and 10 at-bats in the spring season. Just 5 games PAROWAN played before the shutdown. Here's the 3-2, way outside, and Little earns the walk, and that walks home a run. So Rylan Evans walks in from third. Everybody else advances 1 base. Topham to third, Bost to second. And I should clarify, that's Rob Dawson, the courtesy runner. Or excuse me, Dawson Robb, the courtesy runner for the pitcher. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Spencer Cheney. Popped out to first to lead off the second inning. Spencer steps back in, right-handed hitter. Big wag of the bat, high fly ball left field. This will probably score a run with a tag. Caught by Moyles, throws in for third base, and Cheney, a sac fly RBI, puts PAROWAN up 4-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. RBI there for Cheney as Topham comes home. Christian Bost stays at second. Jace Little stays at first. So far here in the third, 2 runs in on just 1 hit. A couple of 4-pitch walks and a full count that led to a walk. That's 3 of the base runners we've had in the inning. No outlaw errors so far, but with 2 outs, runners on first and second, Wyatt Hall comes to the plate. Hall singled in the second inning, and Perriman bounces this one. Barely even got to the dirt. Shout out to the parents of Michelle Thompson from Michigan tuning in to today's game. Thanks for tuning in. Hope it's a little cooler where you are. 1 ball, no strikes for Wyatt Hall. And again, down in the dirt, barely makes it to the dirt. And Jagger somehow able to bounce that out toward third base and keep it in front of him. Mitchell having to be very active from his spot behind the dish. I don't see any kind of a bullpen where if the Outlaws wanted to send somebody to warm up, they could. Although I just saw Hank Allred and Derek McDonald make their way out of the dugout and over to the grass to maybe play catch and warm up an arm, possibly. Perriman again in the dirt. This one skips off toward third base, and that's 3 straight that are way, way low from Casey Perriman. Ball 3 for Wyatt Hall. Hall, number 28, the second baseman, singled in the second, stole second, and made it to third before the inning ended. So that puts runners on second and third with a 3-0 count. And Perriman delivers right down Main Street, strike 1. Hall taking all the way on that 3-0 pitch. 2 outs, top of the third. PAROWAN leads 4-0. Perriman delivers, and a foul tip off the Outlaw catcher's helmet and to the screen. On deck, Matt Townsend, the number 9 hitter in this lineup. PAROWAN's batted through almost twice. The Outlaws have not yet quite gotten through once. A 4-0 PAROWAN lead as Perriman stepped on the rubber, then back off, and he'll set up in the full windup. 3-2, popped over the first base dugout and out of play. That one hit a tree and then bounced, fell back down to the ground rather than going clear off into the Cedar High School softball field. McDonald and Allred down in the batting cage, throwing the ball back and forth. As Wyatt Hall waits for the 3-2 pitch with 2 outs and 2 on. Inside corner, no. Off the corner, maybe a bit low. My angle, I'm off to the left a little bit as well, so what looks like may have caught the corner did not. That loads the bases and brings the number 9 hitter Matt Townsend to the plate. Grounded to second in the second. He's 0 for 1. Townsend, a very thin right-handed hitter, number 19, left fielder. Takes ball 1 in the dirt. This gets away from Mitchell, but again, he keeps it close enough, as active as he is as a catcher, that it dribbled off to the right and runners stayed put. Christian Bost, or the runner for Christian Bost, Dawson Robb, is at third. Jace Little at second, and Wyatt Hall at first. 4 of the base runners in this game got on via walk. PAROWAN has scored twice. They have 1 base hit in this inning. Perriman deals, and again, misses inside. Jagger throws down to third, and just about got Dawson Robb. But that's ball 2. So we're just 2 pitches away, potentially, from walking home another run. We've already seen one of those in this inning. Perriman way up high and outside, and the run coming home. Jagger throws to the plate, not in time, and Robb scores. Both the other runners advance as well. Little onto third, Wyatt Hall onto second. That clears up first base and puts PAROWAN up 5-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Perriman trying to get out of this inning. I've got him up around 75 pitches. He looks over to Reed Gross, kind of with the thought of, what should I do here? I'm done. And Gross shrugs his shoulders and, get this guy out. Let's move on. Looks to the dugout. Coach Thompson says, finish this off. Here's the 3-0. Right down Cheyenne Drive, strike 1. Again, first base is open, but you don't want to get back to the top of the lineup and bring Trevin Yardley up. Leadoff hitters don't frequently strike out, and then get out again. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts so far, but we'll see him again here in a moment. Ball 4, down in the dirt. Loads the bases up again, and that's the 5th walk issued. Coach Chad Thompson says that's all I can stand. I can't stand no more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks, including 4 of the last 5 batters he's faced. Perriman just unable to find the strike zone there. They're kind of chuckling about it right now. We'll have a pitching change. That's the second mound visit to talk with Perriman. Chad, Brendan Thompson comes in from second, and he's just laughing about it too. Outlaws still comfortable. They've scored a lot of runs. Look at Tuesday against Jackson. They scored 10 in Game 1 and then 14 in Game 2. Then Wednesday against Jackson, they scored 13. Then earlier today, they scored 15. Looks like Brendan Thompson will take the mound. He started the game Tuesday. Started bragging and thinking about throwing a no-hitter after 2 innings, and then he quickly gave up a single to a guy who'd been hitting .063. That's what happens. That's why you don't talk about no-nos, right, early on. So Thompson into pitch. We'll see how things move around. Perriman's a pretty versatile defender. I think he could play second base. I don't know if I've ever seen a left-handed second baseman. We'll probably see Kendall Cummings come in from right and Perriman go out to either right or left field. You'll have Clayton Moyles, Ryan Fisher, and Casey Perriman in the outfield. And then probably Jordan Schneider stays at third, Reed Gross at short, Kendall at second, Gus Allred at first, Brendan Thompson on the mound, pitching his battery mate, Jagger Mitchell. Our broadcast today is brought to you in part by Union Wireless at 148 Front Street in Evanston. Treating you like a neighbor, not a number. Union Wireless, you can visit unionwireless.com or call 888-926-2273. Their customer service is excellent. They really do treat you like a neighbor, not a number. Unionwireless.com. And by Hoover Chiropractic at 545 Cheyenne Drive in Evanston at 789-0043. Dr. Todd Hoover is a doctor of chiropractics, and he can take care of what ails you in the chiropractic realm. Also does blood work and x-rays and much more. That's Dr. Todd Hoover. Call today to set up an appointment, 789-0043. That's 789-0043. So Brendan Thompson pitching. Jagger Mitchell stays behind the plate. Gus Allred at first. You got Kendall Cummings at second. Reed Gross at short. And it looks like Ryan Fisher came in to play third. Check swing on a breaking ball in the dirt, ball one to Trevin Young, the ninth hitter in the batting, or in the ninth batter in this inning for PAROWAN. I messed up the defensive lineup. I'll have to tell you here in a second. Looks like Jordan Schneider at second. Thompson winds, deals, and misses high. Ball two for Trevin Yardley. He's 0 for 2. He struck out swinging twice. So you got Clayton Moyle still in left, and the pitch, high pop-up, shallow center field. Perriman coming in. He won't get there. Jordan Schneider from his spot in second, he probably would have had a shorter run had he gone out that way, but decided to stay in, and that scores 2 runs. Jace Little from third, Wyatt Hall from second. Matt Townsend from first moves over to third, and Trevin Yardley, a little bloop single into center field. 2 RBIs, puts PAROWAN up 7-0. A lopsided affair so far, and especially here in this third inning. 5 runs in for the PAROWAN Rams. Those 2 runs, of course, belong to Casey Perriman, and he's on the hook for Matt Townsend on third base, so we can't close the book on him yet. Thompson throws to first, and a quick move almost gets Yardley. So Yardley at first, Townsend at second, and at the plate, Rylan Evans. Doubled and scored in the first, walked and scored in earlier in this inning. Runner going, Jagger throws, and they got him. At second base, Trevin Yardley gunned down, caught stealing, and that ends the inning. So we'll see Rylan Evans come up when we start the 4th inning, but the Outlaws in a big deficit, 5 runs. They only got 2 hits in that inning, the PAROWAN Rams did. No errors and 1 runner left stranded. 7-0, Outlaws trail on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston Outlaws baseball on the Big Dog and mylocalradio.com.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy. So the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
In May of 2019, Uintah County School District Number 1 became the first school district in Wyoming to achieve a certified level 1 on high reliability schools by the Rosanna Leadership Center. We're focusing on 3 levels. Level 1 is a safe and collaborative culture. Level 2, effective teaching in every classroom. And Level 3 is a guaranteed and viable curriculum. We are certified Level 1 in safe and collaborative culture. This is Superintendent Ryan Thomas. Congratulations to everyone in our district. Keep up the great work.
Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Bit of a hole to dig out of for the Evanston Outlaws, trailing 7-0 for the PAROWAN Rams. 2A Club out of here in southern Utah. They're just PAROWAN, just a few minutes north here of Cedar City. If you've ever been to Brian's Head Ski Resort, you got to go through PAROWAN, or the quickest way is to go through PAROWAN to get there. Pretty little town just north of here of Cedar City, about 20 minutes, right against the hills. And boy, they've come out firing on all cylinders. 2 runs in the first, 5 more in the third, and it's a lot of patience at the plate. 5 walks in that third inning alone. They hit just twice, but didn't have to. Get put on 5 times and get those runners around, some hits in key moments, a sac fly, and then a 2-run single by Trevin Yardley. And Evanston trails 7-0. Now, the Outlaws offensively so far have done virtually nothing. 1 single for Ryan Fisher. That was in the first inning. Jagger Mitchell reached on a walk. Other than that, it's been a ground out, a pop out, a fly out, a pop out, and a ground out for all the Outlaw hitters. Casey Perriman to the plate. See if he can get things started to get himself out of line to take the loss in today's game. A no decision would be better for him. Got to get things started hitting, and he starts it in a big way. Left center field line drive into the gap. Perriman rounding second. We'll see if he pushes for a triple. He is going to round second and head for third. The throw coming in. Perriman dives in, and he got gunned down. Tried to get greedy and thrown out at third. So the Outlaws could have had something started there, but Perriman couldn't quite get it to third in time. Good throw in from Matt Townsend. That's how you run a cutoff to the shortstop, Rylan Evans, who then made a throw to Nate Townsend at third. And Perriman hosed. So instead of a man on second with no outs, bases empty with 1 out for Reed Gross, who asks for a timeout and gets it. Just Christian Boss taking more time than Gross wanted to deal with, standing in the batter's box. Gross steps back in and laces one into deep left field. Well, not too deep. And coming in, and did he make that catch? Luke Millett stumbled a little bit at the last moment, but made the catch in left field. Outlaws have just 2 hits. That brings Ryan Fisher to the plate with 2 outs. Heard one of his teammates. Let's go, Ryan. Get things started for us here. Grounder to short. Evans charges, scoops, sets, and throws. And the Outlaws go down 1-2-3. So Evanston just unable to get anything going offensively. Continue to trail 7-0 as we head for the 4th on a First Bank presentation. First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaws baseball on the Big Dog and mylocalradio.com.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
When you want something custom built for your home, farm and ranch, vehicle, or trailer, it needs to be done with precision, be strong, and be affordable. Get all this and more when you work with the Steel Shop at Ellingford Brothers. You bring the plan or idea, and they'll make it a reality. The Steel Shop sells and installs vehicle accessories like bull bars, running boards, and bed liners. They also specialize in truck and trailer hitches as well. Get it built to last. Ellingford Brothers, 221 County Road in Evanston.
The importance of saving and learning how to use money wisely can be taught from a very young age. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we offer youth accounts to help kids learn to save, borrow, and spend responsibly. Our youth accounts are special, just like the kids in our community. Check out our See You Grow, See You Learn, and See You Prosper accounts for kids 0 to 18. These accounts are great to start managing finances. Open a youth account today for $1. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
Pitch inning for Christian Boss. Casey Perriman hit the first pitch he saw into the left center gap and tried to stretch a double into a triple and got gunned down at third. Reed Gross hit the first pitch he saw, line drive into left field, straight at left fielder Luke Millett, who made the catch. And then Ryan Fisher grounded his first pitch to short. 1-2-3. The Outlaws go down in the home half of the third, and Evanston trails 7-0. Brendan Thompson takes the mound, and his battery mate remains Jagger Mitchell. At first, Gus Allred. Second base is Jordan Schneider. Reed Gross is at short. Ryan Fisher came in to play third with Clayton Moyles in left, Casey Perriman in center, and Kendall Cummings in right. PAROWAN has due up the number 2, 3, 4 hitters. Rylan Evans, Nate Townsend, and Max Topham. Those three have combined for 5 of the 7 runs. Make that 4 of the 7 runs scored in this game. Evans and Townsend hit back-to-back stand-up doubles in the first inning to get things going for PAROWAN. And they have come ready to play. They played Canyon View earlier, then while Evanston played Crimson Cliffs, they had a bit of a break. High fly ball, deep left field, going back. Clayton Moyles to the fence, over the fence, a ground rule double. Boy, Rylan Evans crushed that thing. And he'll have to stop at second base. Bounces over the fence. That'll bring Nate Townsend to the plate. Runner in scoring position with no outs. Oh, man, these PAROWAN boys can hit the ball. Of course, you're looking at Outlaw, usually just relievers pitching today. Thompson misses high. Ball 1 to Nate Townsend. He's 1 for 2, an RBI double in the first and a fly out to right in the third. Thompson, coming into this game, had thrown 6 2/3 innings at a 2.1 ERA. All in relief except for Wednesday. He got the start and threw 3 innings against Jackson. Healthy cut and a miss for Nate Townsend. Our broadcast today is brought to you here, of course, on mylocalradio.com, local radio just for you. We've got local and regional news, live regional sports, weather, job listings, giveaways, contests, and more. And a big thanks out to our webmaster, Sean Hando, for all the work that he does. If things look good on My Local Radio, it's thanks to Sean Hando. Thompson looks back to second. Rylan Evans takes his lead. High fly ball, deep left center field. Casey Perriman ranges over, makes the catch, drops it as he shifts it to his hand. And they're going to say that's a drop, not an out. So Nate Townsend safe at first. Coach Chad Thompson comes out of the dugout initially thinking to argue the call. And then the umpire reverses the call and says, no, it is an out. And I think that's the right call. Clearly, Perriman made the catch and just dropped the ball in, transferring it to his left hand to make the throw for third to try and keep Rylan Evans at second. So Townsend retired on a fly out to center field. Brings Max Topham to the plate. Topham singled and scored in his last at bat in the third. It was a little dribbler right back up the middle, and he beat the throw. High fly ball, deep left field. Moyles going back to the fence, and this one off the fence. Rylan Evans will score, and Topham in with a stand-up RBI double. And I tell you, these Outlaws might need to think about somebody other than Brendan Thompson right now. He was hitting his spots Wednesday against Jackson, but struggling today against this PAROWAN team, especially these last 3 batters. They are seeing it well. That's 5 pitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pitches, and 3 of them have been hit deep into the outfield. Christian Bost to the plate now. Waves the bat high over his head. Sharp grounder in the hole between third and second. Gross dives, couldn't get there. Ryan Fisher had dove and couldn't get there either. Bost extends the single into a second base trip as the Outlaws throw it around the infield. Not really. It's just Clayton Moyles throwing it in from left field. They just weren't paying attention to Boston. He advances over to second. So Max Topham at third. Christian Bost at second. And Brendan Thompson steps off the rubber as, again, Dawson Robb comes in to run for Christian Bost. Bost, a single, a walk, and another single. And he's only thrown, 25 pitches unofficially to get through 3 innings of work. He's allowed 2 hits. And for the most part, not even for the most part, he has shut the Outlaws down offensively. Jace Little at the plate. RBI walk in his last at-bat. Takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Grounded to first in the first. Jace steps back in. He had the bases loaded in his last at-bat and earned a walk. It was a full pitch walk, and he fouled 1 off to stay alive. 8-0 PAROWAN. Little blooper into shallow center field, and this will drop. That'll score 1 run. Kendall Cummings picks it up, throws it in. Robb over to third. Topham scores. And Jace Little with an RBI single. And PAROWAN continues to pour on, making it 9-0. 2 runs in the first, 5 in the fourth, in the third. 2 more already here in the fourth, and we've got just 1 out. With Spencer Chaney back to the plate. Sacrifice RBI in the third, popped out to first in the second. Waves the bat high then low back over his right shoulder. Waiting. Thompson takes his time, now delivers down in the dirt, ball 1. Runners on the corners. Jace Little at first. Christian Bost, the runner for him, Dawson Robb, is at third. Thompson looks to first from the stretch and delivers to Chaney. Outside corner, caught it. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outlaws will take the field again tomorrow morning against Canyon View. That's a 9:30 first pitch at Canyon View, and then right after that, see if we can get here in time for the 12 o'clock first pitch against Cedar. Thompson throw to first. It's a wild throw. May have bounced off of Jace Little. That'll score Dawson Robb from third and make it a 10-run ball game. PAROWAN in position to, if they can get 6 more outs on Evanston, this game would be over. Of course, Evanston's got to get 2 more outs just to get that chance. Here in the top of the 4th inning, 3 runs in, makes it 10-0. Thompson deals, and a grounder to slow roller to third. Fisher charges, scoops, throws off target. Thompson, or Gus Allred rather, came off the bag, got the ball, reached back to try and tag and couldn't get that tag in time. So Chaney safe at first. Little moves over to second. Even when the Outlaws get the contact they need for what should be a routine ground ball, they're not making the plays. Allred playing in tight at first with runners on first and second. Wyatt Hall at the plate. Thompson deals and misses way up high. Ball 1. This feels like a different Outlaws team than the team that beat Crimson Cliffs 15-5 earlier today. So much life and energy in that team. This team, not nearly that same energy. Grounder to third. Fisher steps on the bag, throws to first, and completes the double play. A 5-3 double play ends that threat. And after 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 outlaw error, and 1 runner left stranded. 10-0. PAROWAN leads on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaws baseball on the Big Dog and mylocalradio.com.
When someone says sleep apnea, it usually conjures up stereotype images. This is Dr. Jonathan Morgan. The fact is that sleep apnea affects people of all ages and occurs when there is an involuntary pause of breath during sleep. Are you always tired? At Arrowhead Dental, we offer oral appliance therapy as an effective, non-invasive treatment for certain types of sleep apnea. Schedule an appointment to take a simple in-home test. Visit arrowheaddentalwy.com today.
For more than 10 years, the professional and friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions has been serving customers in Wyoming and Utah. Our professional technicians live and work in communities across both states. This way, we're able to provide quick, quality service to all of our customers. We serve businesses of all sizes, and we also provide service and supplies for HP printers. Call us today to see how we can help with all your printing and copying needs. Mountain West Business Solutions, a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925. A 10-0 deficit for the Outlaws to try and overcome, and they faced a 7-0 deficit when they started the home half of the third inning. Casey Perriman doubled into left center field, but then he tried to stretch it into a single and got gunned down at third base as he tried to stretch that thing an extra base, and the momentum just dropped from there. Reed Gross hit a sharp line drive, but straight at the left fielder, and Ryan Fisher grounded out. It was a 1-2-3 pitches for Christian Bost in that third inning. He's only thrown 25 pitches to get through 3 innings of work. 2 base hits for the Evanston Outlaws, and they bring Jagger Mitchell to the plate. Mitchell walked in the first, and he'll try to get something going here in the home half of the 4th inning. Make sure to stay tuned. In the postgame, we'll have your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap and the Dr. McKay Frankham Dental Services Precision Play of the Game. Jagger had the play of the game in the first contest today, that grand slam in the second. See if he can get something started here in inning number 4 with the Outlaws trailing 10-0. And Jagger gets hit on the left arm. The umpire says, "No, that's too bad, son. You're not taking your base, or is he?" The umpire saying, "No, you're still batting." Jagger walks over to talk with Jason, Coach Mitchell, and Coach Chad Thompson comes down from the third base line. You could see Jagger kind of lean in, and then he turned away, like turned back toward us. And the umpire deems that he didn't make an effort to get out of the way of that pitch. And the umpire kind of demonstrating for him, no, you lean down into it rather than leaning up away from it. Jagger just, okay, I got you. Deal with that. So I think that'll count for ball 1. Jagger steps back in as Christian Bost sets to deliver just his 27th pitch of the game. Jagger pops it high into left field in foul territory and just drops. 3 defenders out there chasing. None of them could quite get to it. So Bost allowed a single in the first, a double in the third. Other than that, he's been very effective and very efficient. Mitchell steps back into the box, a 1-1 count. Leadoff hitter for the Outlaws here in the 4th inning. He's number 3 in the batting order and takes ball 2 down and out in the dirt. Mitchell came into the day hitting .387, went 2 for 3 in the first game today against Crimson Cliffs, and has to slide back to avoid getting hit again. 3 balls, 1 strike. Gus Allred on deck. Clayton Moyles in the hole. Outlaws with a huge deficit to try and overcome here. 10-0. Mitchell gets hit again, and this time gets to take his base. It looked to me that he did less to get out of the way of that one than the first one, but they'll give him his base. And for Jagger, that's the 20th time this season he's been hit by a pitch. At least 21, actually. But he'll get his base for the 20th time. Outlaws will send out a courtesy runner. And I think I saw that it's Hank Allred. He's standing kind of behind that first baseman from my view. And as he inches out, yeah, that is Hank. So Gus Allred to the plate with Little Bro on first. No outs. Outlaws trying to get something going here. Outfield shifted off to right field for the left-handed hitting Gus Allred, who almost gets hit himself. Just misses his right hip. He slid back a touch to get out of the way of that pitch. 1 ball, no strikes for Gus Allred. Came into the day hitting .379, went 2 for 4 in the first game. He's 0 for 1 so far in this game. Flew out to center field. And takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Trevin Yardley looking down to first, wanted to throw down that direction. And Gus Allred kind of inadvertently got in the way. Yardley has to tie his shoes. We'll take this moment to thank a sponsor or two. Jen's Life Photography in Evanston. Local photographer, whether it's family portraits or senior pictures, capture the moment with Jen's Life Photography. She's a local photographer, 801-289-6161. That's 801-289-6161. 1 ball, 1 strike for Gus Allred. Jagger Mitchell on first. Outlaws looking to score some runs here and make this thing a little bit more interesting. Mitchell a short lead, though, a conservative lead, a safe lead at first. And a high fastball. Gus swings and misses. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Home half of the 4th inning. Outlaws in game 1 today against Crimson Cliff scored 5 in the first, 6 in the second, 3 in the third. And went on to win big. 15-5. High pop-up, shallow right field. Jagger has to hold as Wyatt Hall goes back, turns around, loses his hat, settles, and catches the fly ball, the pop-up. Way outside to Clayton Moyles. Ball 1. Moyles steps back in, hits right. He popped out to the shortstop in the first inning in shallow left field. Bost has a fairly quick move over to first base, so Jagger playing it pretty safe, not taking a big lead. Pitch down low at the knees, strike 1 to Moyles. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jagger Mitchell at first. He was hit by a pitch twice, but kind of leaned into it the first time, so didn't get his base. Got hit by a pitch 3 pitches later and did take his base. Moyles at the plate, 1-1, and a breaking ball. Looked like it was going to hit Moyles. He started to back out. It dropped back, but not quite over the plate. 2 balls and a strike for Moyles. This game started at 5:35, so we're 30 minutes away from time limit. Outlaws need to get something going quickly, and Clayton Moyles tries a high fly ball into deep left center field. He's on his horse, heading for second base. Jagger rounding third. He'll stop there. Can't help but think that had Perriman not been gunned down at third, Coach Mitchell might have sent Jagger home rather than stopping him at third. But down 10 runs, you need everything you can get. And so Clayton Moyles with a stand-up double puts himself on second and Jagger Mitchell on third. 2 runners in scoring position for Brendan Thompson, who comes in hitting .462 with runners in scoring position. See what Thompson can do here in the first game today. He went 2 for 3, couple RBI singles. So far in this game, he's 0 for 1, popped out to the shortstop. Sets and waits and takes ball 1 up high. Well, if the Outlaws could get a couple of runs here, maybe breathe some new life into them, pick up a little momentum and get things going. They've got 1 down. Kendall Cummings on deck, Thompson at the plate. The right-handed hitting Brandon Thompson with Christian Bost on the mound. He throws right, delivers outside, ball 2. Throw down to third, and Nate Townsend on third, not even really on the bag. So Jagger back in no problem, but he had to dive in to make sure. Yardley very active from behind the plate when guys are on base. 2 balls, no strikes for Brandon Thompson. Up high, strike 1. That's a tall strike zone for that strike. 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out. Thompson steps back in, and here's the 2-1. Fly ball, right center field. He cranks this one, couple of hops, and it's at the warning track. Jagger Mitchell will score, and it's actually Hank Allred running for Jagger. Thompson in safe at second with a stand-up 1 run. That's an RBI double for Brandon Thompson. Outlaws being very safe on the base paths. Moyles did not try to score from second. For Thompson, that's his 41st RBI of the season. And that brings Kendall Cummings to the plate with a man on second, a man on third. But first, a meeting at the mound. I'm surprised to see that meeting so quickly with just 1 run scored. Of course, runners on second and third, and you've got a hit by a pitch, then a pop out, and then 2 consecutive doubles. Pretty good contact for the last 2 Outlaw hitters, and Shane Williamson, the coach of this PAROWAN team, just making sure his pitcher feels okay, I think. Kendall Cummings to the plate. Cummings comes in hitting .338 on the season. Right-handed hitter, takes ball 1 up high. Shadow's starting to get longer here, 7:05. That leaves us with exactly 30 minutes till we hit the time limit on this game. They go 2 hours and then no new innings after that 2-hour time limit. Evanston, the home team, so they would get the last crack at things. Cummings waits and pops it high down the first base line, and I think this will slice or drift out of play. It will. 1 ball, 1 strike for Kendall Cummings. In his last at bat, he hit it well to left field, but right at the left fielder, who made the catch. Luke Millet's made a couple of nice catches there in left field. This PAROWAN team has been solid. They've been efficient. And they lead big, 10-1. High and in. Cummings ducks under it. One of his teammates shouts out, "Wear that, kid." And he just ducked underneath it. Cummings this season hit by a pitch 6 times. There's the 2-1. Late swing, chops it back to the screen, and that evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cummings with runners in scoring position, a .382 average. That's up higher than his average with nobody in scoring position. Again, regular average or everyday average of .338. Has 13 RBIs this season. Would be good to see him pick up a couple more here. Almost wore that one, a breaking ball that just missed his elbow. Looked like it was going to come in and hit his backside, but broke in and just missed the corner of the plate as well. That fills the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Bost. Cummings reaches out, chops it down to the plate up off his hand, and it's a dead ball. He fouls one off. Stays alive. First base is open with Moyles on third and Brendan Thompson on second. We've got a runner for Thompson out there. Hadn't noticed that. Cummings grounded to third, picked up, and now Moyles is in some trouble. They've got him in a pickle, and he's going to try to slide in home. Can't get there. The ball was dropped, so Moyles is safe. Yardley dropped the ball as Moyles slid in, and the run counts. Cummings safe at first on the fielder's choice. And Moyles safe at home after Yardley dropped the ball. Moyles he had no chance. It was well played by Nate Townsend, the third baseman, as Moyles just kind of inched his way, hopped along the third base line, heading toward home. 2 outs. The umpire just said 2 outs as well. Are they not counting that run? That ball clearly came out. Jordan Schneider to the plate. And he takes ball 1 way upstairs. Cummings is on first base. Of course, there was no play there. So they called that an out? So they're saying that the ball was dropped on the exchange after the tag was made, so no run there for Clayton Moyles and the Outlaws. Ball 2 way up high to Jordan Schneider. So take off that run by Clayton Moyles. And it's still just 10-1. Outlaws trailing with 2 outs. 2 balls, no strikes for Schneider. Casey Perriman due up next. Outlaws joking around over in the dugout. Bost from the mound delivers. Ball 3 outside. Runners on first and second, so he set up in the stretch. Leans in. Looks for the sign. Schneider holding the bat over the plate. Pulls it back over his shoulder. And the 3-0 right down the pipe. Strike 1. Bost in this inning just about has matched his pitch count from the first 3 innings combined. He was at 25. And he's at about 25 in this 4th inning. As the Outlaws try to find some life. Schneider takes strike 2 on the outside corner. He thought that was ball 4 and just about tossed his bat as he headed for first base, thinking he just walked. He's earned 11 walks this season. And now he's gonna have probably a little bit bigger strike zone after, in a sense, showing the umpire up in that way. Here's the 3-2 from Bost. Schneider chops it down the third base line, picked up in foul territory. And Schneider will come back, pick up the bat, and do it again. Trevin Yardley picks the bat up for him, tosses it to him. Count remains full, 3 balls, 2 strikes with runners on first and second. Evanston was just 1 run in this ball game. They put up 37 runs in 3 games against Jackson, 15 more runs earlier against Crimson Hills, and a breaking ball does not find its way across the plate. Schneider earns the walk and loads the bases for Casey Perriman. Perriman again ripped it into left center field his last time up. Had an easy stand-up double. He tried to stretch it into a triple and got gunned down at third. So we'll see what Perriman can do here. 1 for 1 in this game. Went 0 for 1 in the first game. Walked and was hit by a pitch. Scored once in the game earlier today. Outfielders playing straight away except for Spencer Chaney in right field. He's shaded quite a bit toward center. Perriman takes ball 1 inside. Again, big moment here if Evanston wants to try and come back in this one. Got to get some runs across the plate, and they trail 10-1. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Perriman at the plate. Takes ball 2 high and away. Yardley looks down to third. But again, the outlaw running for Brendan Thompson back in easily safe. I think that's Connor Peterson. Haven't seen a jersey number, but I'm pretty sure it's not Derek McDonald. Here's the pitch for Perriman, outside corner and down at the knees, strike 1. Outlaws in their gray jerseys, white numbers, and alternating blue, gray, and white stripes around the midsection with a thicker blue stripe right at the waist. Perriman taps the bat on the plate and sets for the 2-1. Bost delivers, and Casey chops it high over the first base dugout and out of play. That is Connor Peterson running for Brendan Thompson. Thompson, an RBI double earlier in this inning. continued his tear of with batters in scoring position. He's batting almost 500. Also has 3 RBIs on the day, adds to his total of 42 RBIs. Here's the 2-2 to Perriman, and this one chopped down the first baseline foul. Perriman, a protection swing there. Good patience to wait on that off-speed pitch. Casey looks down to third. Just gets some encouragement from Coach Thompson. Let's go, baby. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. Evanston trails 10-1. Bost misses just barely off the outside corner for ball 3. My heart skipped a beat there. I thought that was strike 3. I thought that caught the corner. So Perriman got a better eye than I do. Steps back in with a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, runners going. And a hit back up the middle. This one hits. That hit Schneider, but he was standing on second base when it skipped off. It looked like the back of his quad. So Perriman singles. That's an RBI single. Thompson, Connor Peterson rather, scores from third, and the others advance station to station. Cummings to third, Schneider to second, Perriman on first, and Reed Gross steps into the box with Evanston leading 10-2. Oh, and the umpire just kicked out one of the PAROWAN coaches. He said, "Done, see ya." Pointed that finger out. And I didn't hear the comment that was made there, but I have to assume it was something about the ball hitting Jordan Schneider as it went back up the middle. If it doesn't hit Schneider, it just rolls slowly into center field. I guess that's not a concern or a question, what it would have done or what it did do. What it did do was hit Schneider as he stood on second base. So Reed Gross to the plate. Sharp grounder to the hole at third, or between second and third. And Gross beats the throw. He's safe at first. He digs out an infield single. And that scores another run. Things starting to get interesting. Outlaws have 3 runs in the inning. Kendall Cummings scores. Jordan Schneider to third. Perriman to second. And here with 2 outs, of course, it's almost an advantage at times because the runners are going hard. Any contact, and they're moving. So Ryan Fisher to the plate. He's 1 for 2, singled in the first inning and grounded to short in the third. He hit the first 2 pitches he saw, or the first pitch he saw on each of those first 2 at-bats. Ball 1 is way up high to Fish. Steps back in and waits. High pop-up third base side. Hope this drifts out, and it will for sure. It's got too much air underneath it. Out of play. Fisher, a .356 average with runners in scoring position. That's almost identical to his .355 average coming in. He went 2 for 4 in game 1 with an RBI. Has 28 RBIs on the season and looks to add to that total here. 2 outs with runners on each base. And the pitch to Fisher up high. Ball 2. Bost, again, very efficient. 12 pitches in the first inning, 10 pitches in the second inning, threw 3 pitches to get 3 outs in the third. And he's at about 30-plus pitches just here in the fourth. 10-3. Outlaws looking to climb back in as Fisher takes ball 3 outside just off the plate. Fisher steps back in with a hitter's count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Big gap down the right field line. Spencer Cheney shifted off towards center a bit. Bost winds, delivers. Sharp ground ball through the hole left side. Outlaws will go station to station and score 1 more. Schneider scores. Fisher on first with an RBI. Not sure how much longer Bost is, coach coming from the dugout, and Bost is probably done. So Jordan Schneider scored. Perriman moved to third. Reed Gross over to second, and Ryan Fisher's on first as we have a meeting at the mound. with the PAROWAN infield and one of their coaches. 10-4. The Outlaws have scored 4 runs here in the 4th inning. So far on 5 hits, no PAROWAN errors. And taking the mound, I heard a Chris, I think. Christian Bost was pitching. This is number 30. That can't be. I don't have a 30 on the roster, on the lineup card. Number 10, Rylan Evans, who was at short. No, he's still, that's him. All right, so 10, Rylan Evans. We'll take a quick break. We've got a pitching change, so we'll take a moment to thank a couple sponsors and be right back with more Outlaws baseball on the Big Dog and My Local Radio.
If you can't give your dentist a 5-star rating, then you want to consider making your next dental appointment with Dr. McKay Frankham. One patient said, "The best experience I've ever had at a dentist." Other customer comments include 5 stars plus. And not only is Dr. Frankham the best dentist I've ever been to, but I can actually afford to have dental work done by Dr. Frankham. Make your next dental visit a 5-star experience. Call for an appointment today at 307-789-8910.
Do you really think you can get a better deal on a vehicle in the city? Poppycock! Rocky Mountain Yeti is hungry for your business and will beat any bona fide deal on any vehicle, or they'll give it to you as a gift. Now that's legendary. Rocky Mountain Yeti Evanston, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile legendary warranty, where legendary customer service is not a myth.
Christian Bost's pitching day is done. Looks like he's moved to 3rd. And then you've got former 3rd baseman Nate Evans at short. Looks like Wyatt Halls stayed there at 2nd and Max Topham at 1st, with Rylan Evans, who was at short, moving on to the mound. He throws right, and this will be the 10th batter of the inning for the Outlaws. Jagger Mitchell, who led things off, takes ball 1 outside. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Jagger hit a grand slam against Crimson Hills. Not that we're asking for that now, but that would sure bring this game back to within reach. He takes strike 1 up high in the zone and right down the middle. A couple claps from Coach Thompson. Jagger steps back in. He knows what he needs to do here. Get a base hit. It's the 1-1. Down the third base side and through. Gets past Bost and into left field. Again, runners just advance station to station. And Perriman scores. RBI single for Jagger Mitchell. 37th RBI of the season. He's on first. Brings us to Gus Allred with 2 outs and the bases still loaded. Reed Gross at 3rd, Ryan Fisher at 2nd, Jagger Mitchell at 1st, and Gus Allred, who's 0 for 2 in the game. Takes ball 1 down and, strike 1. Down and in. Some good movement on it. Rylan Evans, who played shortstop for the first 4 2/3 innings, or 3 2/3. And he misses inside this time for sure. Yep, ball 1. Get the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard back up there for you if you're tuned in online at mylocalradio.com. Evanston with 5 runs here in the 4th. Outlaws have cut the lead in half. It was 10-0. Gus with a sharp grounder to 2nd. And off the glove of Wyatt Hall. That'll score 1. Ryan Fisher rounding 2nd. He'll hustle home and score standing up. And Gus Allred puts it in play. An error on the second baseman, scores 2 runs. Reed Gross from 3rd, Ryan Fisher from 2nd, Jagger Mitchell over to 2nd. And this one just got a lot more interesting. 10-7, Outlaws trail by 3. A 7 spot here in the 5th. We're quickly running out of time. We got 12 minutes till the 2-hour time limit. We started this one right at 5:35. Clayton Moyles to the plate. Strike one right down Main Street. Moyles doubled earlier in this inning and got caught in a pickle. He slid home, was tagged out. The ball came loose, but after the tag was applied, so he was out. The run did not count. Moyles looks to do something here. Swings at a high fastball and misses. Strike two. No balls, 2 strikes. 10-7. What a comeback attempt by the Outlaws. Will it fall short or will they keep it going? Runners on first and second. Jagger takes a huge lead at second base. Rylan Evans not too concerned about him and delivers a pitch to first base. It's off the glove of first baseman Max Topham, and Moyles runs it out. No, he didn't get there in time. He is furious. Coach Jason Mitchell clear out near the mound to say, no, he was there in time, but you're not going to overturn that call. So the Outlaw rally ends right there. Evanston still trails 10-7. We've got time to start a fifth. So that's what we'll do when we return on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaws baseball on the Big Dog and mylocalradio.com.
An infected tooth can cause discomfort and serious harm to your health. At Wyoming Dental Specialties, endodontist Dr. Leslie Walker understands the complexities removing infected tissues from inside the tooth, which is one reason why you can trust him to provide endodontic treatment and root canal therapy. With a skilled staff and state-of-the-art technology in our office, we help save your smile and improve your overall dental health. Call today to schedule your appointment, 307-789-5608.
We take your fun very seriously. That's why we put so much emphasis on training and experience with our mechanics at Cash Honda Yamaha. Whether you're getting it ready for an upcoming season, putting it away for the winter, having routine maintenance, or have a mechanical problem, we want to make sure that when you're ready to have fun with it, it's ready for you. Don't trust your fun to just anyone. Make sure you bring all your service work to Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley.
School. It's the right path indeed, where we learn to read and learn to write. School's the ticket to reach new heights. We make new friends, learn social skills, art, foreign language, music, and more. Science, technology, engineering, math, history, and health in that PE class. With computers and books and teachers and more, our brains will grow and our dreams will soar. So do whatever it takes to never miss school, because a great education, why, that's really cool. My friends, be cool. Go to school.
9 Outlaws batted. They make it 12 Outlaws batted in that fourth inning. They scored 7 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, and stranded 2. There was a stretch there where they had 4 singles in a row. Perriman, Gross, Fisher, and Mitchell, all RBI singles in back-to-back-to-back-to-back. And then an error got Gus Allred aboard, scored 2 more runs. Clayton Moyles just couldn't quite leg out and beat that infield, that contact he made that went off the glove of first baseman Max Topham. And if I saw it right, Topham picked the ball up, threw to first to get the out. So Evanston trails 10-7. This will almost certainly be our final inning of this game, unless Evanston can hold PAROWAN and then score 3 more runs. The comeback bid continues. Outlaws had no life at the plate for the first 3 innings, other than Casey Perriman's double that he got. He tried to stretch into a single, or into a triple, and got thrown out. So far, your McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. We'll have to figure that out. Maybe Brendan Thompson's double. Swing and a miss. Healthy cut for not Matt Townsend, but Bo Millett. And Bo flies one high down the line in left field and foul. Bo Millett, not long ago, rolled his truck, got into it. It was a terrible accident, and this is his first game back on the diamond. And it's a success story, a recovery story, a happy story. Had several brain surgeries. Wow. Great to see he's back out able to play and do something he loves. That's fantastic. Thompson on the mound, delivers, swing and a miss for Millett. And he goes down on 3 straight pitches. Kudos to Shane Williamson for making sure Millett got a chance to come out and swing the bat a few times. So Millett strikes out swinging, brings us to the top of the order, and Trevin Yardley, who's 1 for 3 in the ballgame, struck out swinging in both the first and second innings, then singled. It was an RBI 2-run single in the third. And he takes strike 1. That fooled him. He froze. Looked like it was coming right in at him and then dropped back over the plate for strike 1. Thompson kicks and deals, and the same pitch, but this one just a bit high, ball 1. Yardley steps back in. He's had a busy day as catcher. Pops it down the first base line. All red, settles under it, behind first bag and in foul territory, and makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down. Rylan Evans to the plate. 2 doubles today. He's 2 for 3. Just about took it out in the fourth. It was a ground rule double his last time up, deep to left center field. He's scored twice, actually scored 3 times. He walked and scored in the third as well and takes ball 1 up high. Evans, currently the pitcher in this game, steps into the box. He's a right-handed hitter, blue batting gloves. He's got that Rams-looking helmet, almost like Rams horns. Ball 2 down and in. Brennan Thompson came in late in the third inning. The Outlaws down big. Ripped into left field just past the outstretched glove of Ryan Fisher. And Rylan Evans has a single. Boy, he's a strong hitter. So a runner on with 2 outs brings Nate Townsend to the plate. Townsend an RBI double in the first. Flew out to right and flew out to center in the third and fourth innings. Townsend, big, strong, right-handed batter. Blue batting gloves with Evans on first. No courtesy runner for him is, I think, Dawson Robb. Thompson misses low and away, ball 1. Townsend steps back in. Outlaws trailed 10-0 to start the home half of the fourth. They scored 7 runs and made this thing interesting, a 3-run ball game. Throw over to first. Dawson in safe. Or is that still Evans? Pitch down in the dirt. And Mitchell keeps it in front. Thompson down, 2 balls, no strikes. He's got 2 outs, facing the heart of the order. He needs to keep from any more runs scoring for PAROWAN. Outlaws already trying to get back 3 runs in this final inning is going to be tough. Thompson misses high and out, ball 3. And just judging by his body language, he might be tired. We haven't seen 90 degrees in Evanston for, I don't know that I've ever seen it. I've lived there 6 years. It's been a hot afternoon for these Evanston Outlaw boys. Strike 1 down the middle. So Thompson moseys on back to the top of the rubber. Again, look at that body language. He's tired. 3 balls and a strike. Delivers outside in the dirt. Ball 4. That moves Rylan Evans over to second and brings Max Topham to the plate. Reached on an error in the first, then got picked off at first. Singled in the third, doubled in the fourth. It was an RBI double in the fourth. He scored twice today. Max Topham, the cleanup hitter, right-handed batter. Tall, thin athlete. And his first pitch, breaking ball that doesn't quite drop in, ball 1. And Thompson, I think, trying to give every indication with his body language that he is done. That's what I'm seeing. Of course, Dad, Chad Thompson, knows his son better than I do. Outside and in the dirt, ball 2. And Brennan smiling out there, but we got to get out of this one without allowing any more runs. So runner in scoring position is Rylan Evans. He singled to get on. He's got a good day. 3 for 3. 3 runs scored, 2 doubles, and a single. Thompson glances back at him at second base, delivers the pitch high and out, ball 3. Steps back up onto the rubber. Squints, smiles, nods. Knows what he's throwing here. This is going to be just something easy right down the middle to make sure he gets a strike, and Topham will be taking all the way. Oh, he's not taking. He drives it deep into center field. Perriman was playing deep, so he takes one step back and makes the catch. Long fly ball to center field, ends it with no runs on 1 hit. No errors, 2 runners left stranded, a 3-run ball game, and time out in 1 minute. So this will be the Outlaws' last chance unless they can score at least 3 runs, tie things up, or more. Home team in the bottom of the 5th coming up on a First Bank presentation of First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaws baseball on the Big Dog and My Local Radio.
If you can't give your dentist a 5-star rating, then you want to consider making your next dental appointment with Dr. McKay Frankham. One patient said, "The best experience I've ever had at a dentist." Other customer comments include 5 stars plus. And not only is Dr. Frankham the best dentist I've ever been to, but I can actually afford to have dental work done by Dr. Frankham. Make your next dental visit a 5-star experience. Call for an appointment today at 307-789-8910.
Do you really think you can get a better deal on a vehicle in the city? Poppycock! Rocky Mountain Yeti is hungry for your business and will beat any bona fide deal on any vehicle, or they'll give it to you as a gift. Now that's legendary. Rocky Mountain Yeti Evanston, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile legendary warranty, where legendary customer service is not a myth.
A 3-run deficit. The Outlaws have Brendan Thompson, Kendall Cummings, Jordan Schneider due up. That's 6, 7, 8 in the order. Then Casey Perriman, who's 2 for 2. Looking at these guys, Brendan Thompson 1 for 2. Kendall Cummings 0 for 2, but he reached on a fielder's choice and scored. Jordan Schneider 0 for 1, but walked and scored. Casey Perriman, as I said, 2 for 2 with an RBI single and a double. So if they can keep things going here, but that may be tough against Rylan Evans, who threw just 9 pitches to finish off the 4th inning and cut the Evanston Outlaws rally just a bit short. Evanston has scored 7 runs in the 4th. They need at least 3 more here in the 5th to stay alive. Thompson steps in to lead off and takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Tough pitch there from Rylan Evans. He's got some good velocity. A little bit faster, harder throw than Christian Bost, who had a great first 3 innings. He was fantastic. Ball 1. Looked like the same pitch, but missed outside. A little further out. Thompson steps back in and waits. Righty on righty as Evans throws right. Thompson strike 2 down low, but at the knees and on the outside corner. So Thompson, who is hitting .318 coming in, went 2 for 3 in the first game today. He's 1 for 2 so far in this game. Takes strike 3 on the outside corner, and he puts his hands out in disbelief. Those last 2 strikes, boy, from here, it looked so low, and not in a good spot here to call balls and strikes, but you can see why Thompson may have been in disbelief, because from here, those did look pretty low. 10-7, Outlaws trail, and Kendall Cummings comes to the plate with 2 outs, taps both sides of the plate, and steps in. Cummings, a right-handed hitter, takes ball 1 up high. Beautiful field here at Cedar City, with those lines sharp on the infield, down the base paths. Those grass lines. Evans delivers, and Cummings fouls it over the first base dugout. Well out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cummings 0 for 2 today. Again, reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 4th. He popped out to left field in the 2nd. Cummings, a .338 hitter on the season. Outlaws down to their final 2 outs. Cummings steps back in. White batter gloves. Black New Balance cleats, and Cummings takes ball 2. Puts the count at 2 balls and a strike with 1 down. Cummings steps back in and laces this one into left field, right in the hole between short and third, and Cummings is on with a single. That'll bring Jordan Schneider to the plate. Schneider, a .328 batting average. At this point, you get on any way you can. So Schneider steps in, see what he can do. 0 for 1 in this game, but walked and scored in the 4th. Big 4th inning for the Outlaws. They'd gone 0-0-0 through the first 3 innings of this game and then dropped 7 in the 4th inning. That still trailed by 3 at that point. They trail by 3 now. 10-7 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Schneider, a right-handed hitter, steps in. Cummings, a safe lead at first as the pitch from Evans drops in. Dirty breaking ball. It looked like it was going to come in tight and high, but then dropped back over the plate. Clearly a strike. Nice pitch. Cummings the lead at first. Evans glances there, then delivers. Swing and a miss. Fastball, strike 1-2 for Schneider. Couldn't catch up to it. What a contrast from that breaking ball that dropped in for a strike 1 to that fastball. Strike 2, just blew it past him. See what Schneider gets here with the 0-2. Evans, breaking ball. That one does not drop in. Up high, ball 1. I think he wanted that same breaking ball that he got for strike 1, but just didn't get the same spot with the pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes on deck. Casey Perriman. Schneider, grounder toward third. Coming in, charging. Boss throws to second. They get the out there. The throw to first, not in time. Schneider just beats it, and the Outlaws hope stay alive, albeit very, just barely. So the fielder's choice gets Cummings at second. And brings Casey Perriman to the plate. Casey doubled in the 3rd, singled in the 4th. A run scored and an RBI. Strike 1 outside corner to Perriman. Final out for the Outlaws with 2 outs. They had a 2-out rally in the 4th inning. Most of those runs came across with 2 outs. That's what they're hoping for here. A man on first and Perriman at the plate. No balls, 1 strike. Evans tosses it over to first. Stay tuned for our post-game coverage. We'll have the McKay Frankham Dental Services Precision Play of the Game and the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap coming up. Hopefully a little later rather than sooner. Perriman with the bat on the shoulder, waits. Here's the 0-1. Line drive, center field. Nope, there's a high fly ball. Townsend goes back and makes the catch. PAROWAN wins 10-7. Outlaws comeback bid falls short. They scored 7 in the 4th. But it wasn't enough, and PAROWAN takes the victory 10-7 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Stay tuned. Post-game show coming up after this on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog and mylocalradio.com.
When shopping for a vehicle, it's important to have a good selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. It's also important to have a knowledgeable salesperson that listens, a finance team that helps you get the payment that matches your pocketbook, and a smart office staff that makes sure all the paperwork is done right. You can always rest assured knowing that our whole team is working for you. Auto Farm Chevrolet. Stop in today. We're a community-driven dealer.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Outlaws comeback bid falls just, 3 runs short. They're going to go sit in the shade and talk about it, try to figure some things out, cool off a little bit. Time for your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Jimmy John's at 113 Front Street in Evanston, where they spend 6 hours daily slicing all natural meats and fresh produce for your 30-second sandwich. Jimmy John's. The Evanston Outlaws, after a 15-5 dominant win over the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, Outlaws took the field against the PAROWAN RAMS and kind of slept through the first few innings. PAROWAN, the visiting team, jumped out to a quick lead right out of the gate. And before Evanston knew what had hit them, it was 2-0 PAROWAN. Evanston went down 5 hitters in the first inning, didn't get anything going, then went down 1-2-3 in the second. And it took just 3 pitches to retire all 3 batters for the Outlaws in the third inning. By that time, PAROWAN led 7-0. The Rams added 3 more runs in the top of the fourth, and Evanston trailed 10-0. They needed a lopsided inning in the fourth, and they got it. Mitchell was hit by a pitch. Clayton Moyles doubled. Brendan Thompson doubled. Then a fielder's choice got Kendall Cummings on. Schneider walked. Perriman singled. Gross singled. Fisher singled. Jagger singled. And then Gus Allred reached on an error. Evanston scored 7 runs in the fourth inning and had some hope back in the game. Brendan Thompson pitched in the fifth and prevented PAROWAN from scoring again. Then in the sixth, Thompson struck out to lead off. Kendall Cummings singled. Schneider hit into a fielder's choice. And with 2 outs and a man on, Casey Perriman hit a deep fly ball into center field that was caught by Matt Townsend, and PAROWAN won the game 10-7. Outlaws' 4-game winning streak comes to an end. Also, their 4 games straight of 10 runs or more scored comes to an end as they fall 10-7 against PAROWAN. That's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fresh and fast meet. And moving along to the Dr. McKay Frankham Dental Services Precision Play of the Game. 170 Arrowhead Drive, number 1. Dr. McKay Frankham Dental Care at reasonable rates for the whole family. Especially through the first 3 innings, it was tough to find anything. Defensively, the Outlaws made some plays. And look at Casey Perriman. He struck out a couple of batters. He was the starting pitcher in the game. Got a nice couple of catches from Gus Allred at first. And the Outlaws' defense, they didn't commit a ton of errors. Just, I think, 2 errors. But, this PAROWAN team just hit the ball. I think what we'll go with was late in that 4th inning, the Outlaws trying to keep the rally alive, and Reed Gross rips a single into left field. Just got past the third baseman's glove and into left field to keep that rally going. So Reed Gross's single in the 4th is your precision play of the game, brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankham. Call to set up your appointment, 789-8910. It's an easy number to remember, 789-8910. Dr. McKay Frankham. They're in Evanston. They do dental care at reasonable rates for the whole family. That's your precision play of the game. Well, 10-7. Again, the final score. Let's give you some final stats for the Evanston Outlaws. Reed Gross, 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI in that second game. Ryan Fisher, 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Jagger Mitchell goes 1 for 1. Walked, was hit by a pitch, scored once and had 1 RBI. Gus Allred goes 0 for 3. Clayton Moyles goes 1 for 3 with a double, and we thought he had a run scored. The catcher dropped the ball as Moyles came across, slid into the plate, but the umpire decided it was the ball was dropped on the after the tag. The out was recorded, and then he went to transfer the ball from his glove to his hand. So Moyles 1 for 3, no runs, no RBIs. Brendan Thompson 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Kendall Cummings 1 for 3 with a run scored. Jordan Schneider goes 0 for 2 with a run scored. And Casey Perriman, a good day, 2 for 3 with a run scored and 1 RBI. Outlaws fall short, though, 10-7. And just give you a little bit of an idea of how PAROWAN did it. Max Topham goes 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Nate Townsend had that RBI double in the first. He finished 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI. And then Rylan Evans, who held on for the win as the pitcher, he had a great day. 3 for 3, 3 runs scored, and also walked once and scored, so he had a good day. PAROWAN wins, so they start, I think, 2-0. I believe they beat Canyon View earlier. Cedar went 2-0 today. Evanston and Crimson Cliffs both go 1-1. All right, so that'll do it for us today here in Cedar City. Evanston gets right back on the field early tomorrow morning. They'll take on the Canyon View Falcons. And just a kind of a word of warning, tomorrow morning the first game is at 9:30. Should end about noon, and then game 2 will start at noon. The game so we won't have much time to pack up all the equipment and drive from Canyon View High School over to Cedar High School and set up all the equipment. So very likely, I mean, for sure we'll do a very, very brief post-game show tomorrow, and then very likely we will miss the first little bit of that second game. But we'll have 2 separate streams. We'll get as much of those 2 games as we can for you. So invite you to tune in tomorrow morning beginning at 9:30 right here on K9 99.1 FM. And, of course, you can watch live on mylocalradio.com. All right, thanks for tuning in. That'll do it for us for here at Cedar High School. I want to thank Alyssa McDaniel back in the studio, right on the board, and Elin Olive for some stats and some information, helping me keep updated on some things. Until tomorrow morning when the Outlaws take the field again, thanks so much for tuning in, and go Outlaws.
You've been tuned into Evanston Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog 99.1 KNYN with live video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by these supporting businesses and individuals: Auto Farm Chevrolet, First Bank of Evanston, Dr. McKay Frankham, Rocky Mountain Yeti, Arrowhead Dental, Plains Tire, the Come On In of Casper, the Littlest Wood Shop, Evanston Recreation Center, the Legal Tender Restaurant in Best Western Dunmar Inn, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Uinta County School District No. 1, Ellingford Brothers, Bear River Dental of Evanston and Black's Fork Dental of Mountain View, Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, Mountain West Business Solutions, Wyoming Dental Specialties, Cash Honda Yamaha, and by Dr. Todd Hoover Chiropractic. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Our executive producer is Val Cook. We want to thank Office Manager Kayleen Anderson, our Sales Manager Julie Burley, along with Evanston's Elin Olive, and Bridge Valley's Jake Hibbard, Rich County's Ryan Steineckert, and production assistant Alyssa McDaniel. But the biggest thanks of all is to our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit mylocalradio.com for archived games and like My Local Radio on Facebook to stay up to date with the game broadcasts. Thank you for joining us on this presentation of Evanston Outlaws Baseball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.